listening to Eagle 102 KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green. 102.1 on your dial. KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area high school softball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1. Online at KJFMradio.com and on the KJFM Radio app. Now to the diamond for high school softball. Radio.
And good afternoon and welcome to Silex softball this afternoon on Eagle 102. Mark Froelich, Jim Ross here at the home of the Lady Owls, and conference matchup as they welcome in the Louisiana Lady Dogs this afternoon.
Yeah, Louisiana off to a pretty decent start. Silex maybe not as good as they'd hoped, but if you look at their schedule, it's a little bit deceiving, their record, and we'll get into that as we go through the pregame show.
And Louisiana, you know, they're coming off that game against Bowling Green last week. I don't think that was the real Louisiana team. I think they're more like that 2-1 win over Palmyra from earlier this season. You
know, Bowling Green is like the Clopton girls basketball team used to be. Everybody was scared when they saw that Clopton across the jersey. Bowling Green softball is the same way. You got to figure out those girls put their britches on the same way you do, and they still got to play the softball game, and Louisiana wasn't quite over that just yet.
I'm thinking a better defensive effort from the Lady Dogs here this afternoon against the Silex Lady Owls. We'll talk about it when we start the pregame show for you next on Eagle 102. And I think we're going to have a quick pregame show as the Lady Dogs and Lady Owls are exchanging lineup cards right now. And I got my wish on Friday night during the Bowling Green game at Palmyra. I was just really wanting some Ram Jam. Black Betty, they take care of me here at Silex.
You got it. They've been playing some jams. There's no
they have.
Blowing us out on the field almost.
Almost, but you know, when you got Black Betty, you kind of got to get into it a little bit, and they took care of us here. But this matchup, Silex, you mentioned not quite the start they wanted, but probably not indicative of where they're going to end up at the end of the season.
No, you look at their schedule. They played in the Rockwood Summit, which is a 6A school in their tournament, and they played Francis Howell and Marquette. They played Winfield, a GAC school, and they actually beat Montgomery County, who turned around and won the Monroe City tournament this past weekend. So they played a tough schedule. They're 2-3 on the season. But, yeah, you can expect them to really settle in and be the Silex teams that we've come to know and love.
A little different lineup for Louisiana. We'll get into that here as we go through the pregame, but just trying to tinker with things here early in the season.
Yeah, and Louisiana's Silex has been the standard for a long time, and Bowling Green joined the fray about 10 years ago, and then Ellsbury's been on the fringe the last 3 or 4 years. Louisiana's wanting to be in the conversation, so they've got to be able to start being competitive in games like this game today.
Yeah, they can't have just 7, 8, or even 9 players. They've got to have 10 or 12 that can get into the lineup and contribute.
Right. And you've got to push these upper-tier teams in the EMO conference if you want to earn some respect, and today will be an opportunity for them.
They've exchanged lineup cards, shook hands, and headed back to their dugouts. They're getting ready for on-field introductions. We'll have a quick keys to the game for you after this on Eagle 102.
Batting fourth, today's first baseman, Austin Van Horn. Playing left field, Haley.
And our keys to the game, a quick keys to the game. Louisiana's got to play better defensively than they did against Bowling Green.
Yeah, we talked about it every year, every game pretty much. You can't give up extra outs. They did that a bunch against Bowling Green. Your pitcher's got to throw strikes, and at the plate you got to make contact. That's the key to the whole thing. Silex just looking to get back in their groove of things. They're coming off a loss against Winfield 6-4, so they're looking to get back into the win column as well. And the same thing holds true for them. They got to take care of the softball and put it in play.
Those are our keys to the game. We'll check our starting lineups and have our first pitch after this on Eagle 102.
replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby. Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options. Sailor and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Sailor and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Royal Bank is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Bank brings experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our community, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Bank of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender. As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green. Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief. The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance. The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Ahead of the first pitch, let's give our starting lineups first for the Louisiana Lady Bulldogs. They'll start it off with the center fielder, number 22, Jalea Reese, then the second baseman, number 9, Katie Wallace. In the three spots, the designated player, number 23, Maddie Chandler. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 44, Jordan Bayline, then the third baseman, number 7, Emily Powell. In the sixth spot, the pitcher, number 20, Reese Womack, then the first baseman, number 1, Tessida Priest. Eighth spot belongs to the catcher, number 13, Peyton Anderson this afternoon, then the right fielder, number 10, Ty Campbell. Flexing in left field is number 6, Jordan Pedersen. For Silex, they'll lead it off with the center fielder, number 10, Sarah Weatherford, then the catcher, number 17, Carrington Morris. Shortstop in the three spot, number 2, Abigail Mooney. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 1, Austin Van Horn. Then the left fielder, number 5, Haley Grunewald. Third baseman in the sixth spot, number 22, Maddie Isom. Then the second baseman, number 8, Kenzie James. Designated player in the eighth spot, number 11, Morgan Kuntz. And then the right fielder, number 13, Rylan Jensen. Flexing as this one's bunted back to the third baseman, and no chance of getting Jalea Reese, and it's a leadoff hit. Infield hit, bunt hit, and we're underway. That flex player is the pitcher, number 25, Rylan Harris.
Little slap bunt, if you will. Slappers are something you don't see a whole lot of anymore, but Jalea's got a lot of speed, and she beat that out.
That'll bring in Katie Wallace with the leadoff batter on. She's bunting. This one's a good one, and she's safe. Back-to-back bunt singles, and Louisiana has something going here in the top of the first inning.
Well, how long do you continue to do that?
Until they can field it,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see. I wouldn't imagine Maddie Chandler's bunting, but we'll see.
She'll bat from the right-hand side. Where's number 23? She started the game in the circle against Bowling Green and takes a ball low to start her first at bat here.
She got a lot of work last year as a freshman pitching, and expect to do the same this year.
The 1-0, low and in. Oh, called a strike.
A little curveball right at the end of that. It was down around the knees. That's a pitcher's love. Throw it right there all the time if they're going to get that pitch.
Exactly. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runners at first and second in the next. That one too far inside. And Morris, good job keeping that with her. 2-1. Maddie Chandler ready again. The next is hit in the air. Backing up on it's the right fielder. Makes the two-hand grab as Rylan Jensen. Runner tags from second and goes to third. So there's going to be runners at the corners with 1 out.
Moved the runner over, so that's good. Got jammed a little bit on that. Nice play by the right fielder, Jensen.
It just kept carrying. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to be a foul ball.
Right, or a Texas leaguer down the right field line. Not much of a breeze. If there is any, it's blowing to right field.
And a ball low. Runner takes second. No throw.
So 2 runners in scoring position for Bayline.
Jordan in that cleanup spot. Ahead in the count 1-0. There's a strike called. Evens things up.
On the inside half, another one of those curve balls by Harris.
Bayline's got some pop. And the pitch from Harris. Ooh, just high. Looked like it was about at the belt.
That was a drop ball, a high drop. Actually ended up lower in the strike zone than the pitch before.
Mm-hmm. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Runners in the blocks at second and third. That one called a strike. 2-2.
Harris keeping the ball inside on Bayline. Looks like Bayline's waiting for something out over the plate where she can get her arms stretched out a little bit.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking into the dugout. See what Coach Rebecca Prowley has.
Well, this is a situation we talked about. You got to move the ball somewhere.
Set up outside. She hit it and got the call on the outside corner, strike 3. That's the second out.
Got to try and foul that off if you don't like it.
That'll bring in Emily Powell. Second and third now, 2 outs. Playing a deep short. Step in front of the bag at third. And a swing and a miss.
Off-speed pitch that time by Harris. Nice little inside drop ball. Change.
Powell ready again, so is Rylan Harris. She rears back and delivers. And this one chopped foul past third. And the 2 bunt singles at second and third now with an 0-2 count. 2 outs. Pitch away from getting out of this. That'd be a lift for Silex.
Wouldn't it, though?
The 0-2 from Harris to Powell. She got her looking. Back-to-back, backward Ks. And they strand, Louisiana does, runners at second and third to keep this game scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. Silex coming up on Eagle 102. Set the defense for Louisiana as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Jordan Pedersen's in left, Jalea Reese in center, Ty Campbell's in right, Emily Powell's the third baseman, Jordan Bayline the shortstop, Katie Wallace at second, and Tessa DePriest at first. Peyton Anderson behind the plate this afternoon, catching Reese Womack. That is a huge turn of events as the first 2 reach. They end up at second and third with just 1 out, and Harris is able to pitch around it.
Well, that's what we talked about in the pregame. If Louisiana wants to get to the next level, they got to capitalize on situations like that. You're not going to get that many opportunities of second and third and 1 out against Silex.
Yeah, and the caught looking on the outside corner, like you said, should have fouled it off, but the next one right down the middle.
Yeah, and Womack struck out on a big changeup, or Powell, I should say, on a big changeup. On the outer half too, but you know, you sit in Major League Baseball, the idea of protecting the dish and choking up, that's out the window. Everybody's wanting to swing and hit the big one, right?
Yeah, you got to swing to hit the big one though.
There's that.
That'll bring in Sarah Weatherford, the center fielder. She leads things off and takes a ball outside for ball 1.
Weatherford with a little speed as well at the top of the Silex lineup.
Batting from the left-hand side. And the 1-0 pitch from Womack is fouled off. That one rode in on Weatherford.
Yeah, I think she wanted to slap that and couldn't hold up once she got started.
Yeah, it's coming up toward the eyes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Womack at the back of the circle looking for the sign.
Yeah, they take a lot of time getting the signs in, don't they?
Yes, they do. And the 1-1 pitch goes outside, 2-1.
Sometimes you can overthink things a little bit, you know?
You can.
Just saying.
Conference matchup. Every batter counts. Anderson raised up. Now sets up outside, and the pitch high, 3-1.
Rise ball that time out of the zone. First rise ball she's thrown so far.
Hitters count for Weatherford. This one fought off to the third baseman, off her to the shortstop, throw over, not in time. Went off a pile to Bayline. She gave a strong throw and only able to beat it by a step with Sarah Weatherford.
Hard hit ball. Official score, your first test of the night.
I'm going to hit.
I would tend to agree. Tough sun fielding left here at Silex early in these games.
Uh-huh. And that'll change as the season goes on as well.
Yes, it will.
That one bunted foul, 0-1 to Carrington Morris.
Silex graduated some quality seniors last year.
What's this? Kerrington. That is a first name and a half.
Yes. What? Can I buy a vowel?
As the engines rev around Silex, this one bunted foul toward the third baseman, 0-2, and they'll have to switch things up.
Well, they haven't shown any thoughts of running so far. Anderson with a decent arm, and watching her in the warm-ups from behind the plate for Louisiana.
No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, nobody out. Inside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, let's see if Silex does any better at fouling off those close pitches that they don't think they can handle and putting the ball in play.
Womack checks her sign, rears back, and delivers. And this one is hit off the end of the bat, but off the right fielder's glove. Runners will have to stop. Oh, she's going to run through the sign, and the throw back, she's caught in a rundown. Weatherford caught in a rundown, and she's tagged out. The other runner stays at first. That is a base running mistake.
Yes, it was. She was going full bore around second, and then Louisiana threw behind her, actually, and caught her off the base. A 9-6-5 out, and there's a scoring.
That's just what I wrote, too. That one called a strike on the first pitch to Abigail Mooney.
Big back of the hand spinner changeup, flip change, if you will. Those are hard to control. I think I heard you and Maddie talking about that in the Bowling Green last week.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can master it, it's a tough pitch to hit.
Devastating. This one is hit line to the second baseman. Back in safely at first is Morris.
Intended base running that time by Morris.
So, chance for both these teams to get around a leadoff hit. But you got to get to Austin Van Horn.
She's a tall drink of water, isn't she?
Yes, she is. Off speed and throw back into first. Back in safely is Morris.
Another back-handed change. That pitch actually comes out the backside of your hand, if you can imagine that.
That one in the dirt. Good block by Anderson.
Yeah, good job keeping the runner at first that time.
2-0. Van Horn wears number 1. Silex in their green tops trimmed in white. Black pants, black socks with the green stripes on them. Outside, 3-1. Throwback and almost thrown away. Almost threw her into a good tag, though.
Yeah, DePriest kind of had to dive for it to save it from going into right field. Louisiana sporting some new duds this year, aren't they?
I like them.
Pinstripes, yeah.
Saw them the first time at their bingo night, which was a big success. There's a strike called, 3-1.
Did you win anything?
I did.
Did you?
I won the very second game of the night.
Wow.
I got a back-to-school basket.
There you go. And I bet I know who got that.
Liv, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go shopping.
Right.
Kid wears sweatpants to school. That one off the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So good job by Womack to work back from a 3-0 count to get back in this at bat.
And the runner will be going when the pitch leaves the hand of Reese Womack here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. This one is chopped foul toward the Bulldog dugout on the third base side. Liv says she's writing in one of those notebooks right now.
She is. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. We're glad there's some studious one in the Fronick family.
Oh, she's the smartest by far.
So I've heard. So I've heard.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner goes, and the pitch is low.
First walk of the game by Womack.
And there's runners at first and second for Grunewald. Haley, number 5 hitter, wears number 5.
And we've got walk-up tunes in high school softball and high school baseball now.
Uh-huh.
What's the world come to? Okay.
As long as it works.
I'm an old crotchety guy. I'll admit it.
Pitch low.
So Womack having trouble finding the zone all of a sudden here in this bottom of the first inning. Still no score.
Both pitchers have thrown a lot of pitches here in the first.
You know, and neither pitcher has the speed to just blow you away. So you ought to be able to settle in on a pitch and bust it.
There's a strike called, 1-1.
It's not like some of the pitchers we see, if they get in a little trouble, they can strike out players to get out of it. Although Harris actually, or not Harris, Harris did that in the first,
Yeah.
on top of the first.
This one hit up the middle and fielded by Bayline. Throw across is in time by a half step. They get Haley Grunewald at first base. 6-3 on the putout. Silex also strands 2. We played a full inning here at Silex High School. No score, Louisiana coming up on KJFM.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong. Contact Matthew at Sailor and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market in Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy. Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
The pitcher, Reese Womack, will lead things off here in the second inning for Louisiana. Set the Silex defense across the outfield. It's Haley Grunewald in left. Sarah Weatherford in center. Rylan Jensen is in right. Maddie Isom, the third baseman. Abigail Mooney at short. Kenzie James at second base. And Austin Van Horn at first. Carrington Morris behind the plate. Rylan Harris delivers a strike to Womack, and we're underway in the top of the second.
Big swing by Womack. She was ready to go on that first pitch, but couldn't make contact.
The 0-1 is chopped foul into the Bulldog dugout, 0-2.
If one is sitting on a bucket at the opening of the dugout, they had to make evasive maneuvers there.
I heard it hit the bucket.
See, both superintendents are in the house today from each respective school.
Mm-hmm. 0-2, they set up outside, and that one just kind of lost the grip on that, it looked like.
Well, that's a change-up. Hers is more of a front flip change. Rolls it off her fingers and flips them at the end. Tumbles end over end as opposed to the back of the hand change.
The 1-2, swung on and missed. Good change of speed there. Third strikeout for Harris.
That was a good pitch. Outer half drop ball. Had a little heat on that one.
We were talking off air about our trip to Wrigley for Cards Cubs. Doc was there.
Was he?
Yeah. We ran into him outside in Wrigleyville.
Huh.
Right before the rains came. This one bounces in off the plate for ball one to Tessa Priest.
Well, if you've never been to Wrigleyville, I highly recommend you make the trip.
It's different than it used to be, for sure. It's a lot more sanitized, I guess. There's a strike called.
Let's go with modern, if you could say that, around
well,
the park anyway.
You know, the Cubs bought everything in Wrigleyville.
Right.
So.
To the chagrin of the rooftop faithful.
Yeah. This one fouled back. Ball and 2 strikes now to DePriest.
Priest a little behind that one.
She wears number 1, bats from the right-hand side. Those Louisiana uniforms, the Cardinal red, as this one's grounded to the first baseman. Picked up by Van Horn. She steps on the bag. 3 unassisted for the second out. For those white pinstripes on the Cardinal red jerseys, gray pants with a red pinstripe, and then the socks, kind of a dark version of the Cardinals with the black stripes and red stripes.
Right.
That one on the corner for strike 1 to Anderson.
I'm no big fan of the gray pants, but I know the mothers are big fans of gray pants because those white pants are hard to get clean.
I think I like the gray better than black. That one up high, 1-1.
I would buy that, but white would just really make everything pop.
Yeah. Or just have them be the same color all the way down. Keep those pinstripes going.
You know, back in the day, they wore shorts.
That's true. Ooh, good curve. Catches the inside corner, 1-2. She's got that pitch working.
Yeah, she's around the plate, so Louisiana needs to get ready to go.
Peyton in the hole, 1-2 with 2 outs and the base is empty. This one popped up. Van Horn on the fly makes the catch in front of first base, and a 1-2-3 inning for Silex as Louisiana goes down in order. We head to the bottom of the second, still no score on Eagle 102. So Rylan Harris found her groove in the top of the half of the inning. Let's see if Reese Womack can do the same and try and put a 1-2-3 frame together. It'll be Isom, James, and Kuntz, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters.
Both teams had base runners in the first. See if Silex can continue in that mode here in the second.
Matty Isom's got some speed. They've got speed throughout the lineup.
Have for the last few years.
Almost say that the bottom 5 are faster than the top 4.
Yeah, I might. If we're going to have a relay race, I'm taking the bottom half.
Yeah. That one low for ball 1 to Isom. One of the great softball stadiums at the high school level here at Silex.
It is, what, about 5 years now it's been here?
That one taken inside, 2-0.
Quite a change and an improvement from playing on the baseball field.
Uh-huh. A lot of tradition over at the baseball diamond.
Yeah, yeah. And Louisiana's field's come a long way. They've got a nice facility there, too.
That one back to the screen, 3-0.
So Womack, again, having some control problems here early in the second.
Checks her armband. Now goes to the center of the circle. Matty Isom ahead 3-0. And the pitch is low and in. 4-pitch walk, second walk issued by Reese Womack. The leadoff batter is on for the second straight inning. That'll bring in Kenzie James.
Over the years, we've seen the Owl bottom half of the lineup do some damage in some important games, actually.
Folks moving the furniture.
Yeah, they want to get in the shade.
Yeah.
It's a little bit toasty out in the sun. A few high weather clouds floating around.
Bunting, pretty good one. Cut off by Powell, and she throws it away. Runners are going to advance to second and third. Smartly, Ty Campbell, the right fielder, puts it in her pocket instead of throwing it again. That'll be an error on the third baseman, Powell, on the throw.
Well, it'll actually be a sacrifice bunt and an error on the throw. You're correct. Don't want to hurt her average, right?
Right, yeah. So runners at second and third now. And that's that speed we talked about from the bottom half of their order, forcing that.
Well, we talked about it with Louisiana. If I'm Silex, I'm bunting again. Even though you've got second and third, let's see if they can handle it or not. Maybe a safety squeeze type situation.
Uh-huh. It was a long thought process for this number 8 hitter. It was empty on the lineup card for a long time.
Well, they call that a game time decision.
Exactly. Morgan Kuntz fills the spot, batting in place of the pitcher Rylan Harris.
Choked up on her pink bat.
And takes one low for ball 1.
Got to get ahead. Womack's having trouble doing that here in this, well, the latter half of the first, now the entire second inning.
Yeah, she's choked up on that pink bat.
Yeah, she is. Speeds that bat up, bat speed.
That one fouled off the top of the screen, 1-1.
Still a little behind.
That was a staple of when Barry Bond started really cranking out home runs. He was choked up on that bat every at-bat.
Yeah. You look at Goldsmith, he'll choke up a little bit. There's some guys that do it. It just speeds up your bat a little bit. Makes it easier to fight off that.
And when you're big and strong like that, you can muscle it better. This one back to the pitcher, look back the runners, throw to first, and they get the out at first base. 1-3 on the putout. That's a big out.
Really nice play by Womack that time to look both runners back and still had plenty of time to throw out Kuntz at first.
How to bring in the right fielder, Rylan Jensen. She spells it R-Y-L-E-N. The pitcher, Harris, spells it R-Y-L-A-N. Bats from the left-hand side. Runners at second and third, now 1 out. Silex trying to pull ahead here in the home half of the second inning, and she takes a strike.
Historically in fast pitch, you want your 9th place hitter to be a secondary leadoff batter, so you can assume Jensen has some speed. Maybe he likes to slap from that left side. They're looking to see her put some grass stain on this ball, though, with second and third.
Yep, that one low and away for ball one.
Choked up on it like she was going to slap it and got the Louisiana infield, I should say, in motion.
Ball and a strike, one out, runners at second and third. Good crowd here on a Tuesday afternoon at Silex, and this one went for the bunt on a high pitch and came up empty.
Well, there's the bunt I talked about with Kuntz.
Just picked the wrong pitch.
Right. Now got her in the hole, you make her hit your pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Long look to the dugout, now checks her wristband. To the center of the circle. And the pitch is blocked nicely on the ball in the dirt by Peyton Anderson, 2-2.
Generally speaking, you don't want to throw change-ups to slap hitters because they'll just bunt it. And it's easier to kill a change-up.
2-2. Fouled off. There was that slap. We'll do it again. Weatherford on deck. She's been on base once already. Ran herself into an out. The 2-2 pitch to Jensen. Off the corner. 3-2.
Tried to throw a little backdoor curveball that time. Didn't quite make it to the strike zone.
Wavick slams that ball in her glove. Now she has her sign. And the 3-2. And the ball is dropped. So they'll have to throw to first. It's thrown away and a run will come in. That'll be an error on the catcher on the high throw. 1 run comes in, the other runner advances to third. So instead of the strikeout, or they still get the strikeout but no out recorded. Strikeout E2.
Error number 2 of the game for Louisiana, and we talked about that in the.
I think they're going to talk about if this ball was fouled or not.
Well, that's a tough thing for that base umpire to see or hear from where he is.
And they're going to say, no, it was not fouled. It was a clean swing and a miss.
Staring into the sun, the home plate umpire's got to see or hear that because you're not going to get much help from, 110 feet away?
No.
So Silex jumps on top and still threatening.
Just 1 out. Runners at the corners. Showing bunt, pulls back, runner takes second.
Weatherford a hard hit ball in her first trip. Third baseman Powell got a glove on it, but she beat it out as Bayline fielded it in the hole and made the throw.
She's ready again. And a 1-0 count is chopped past and into left field. It's going to score 2 runs. Look at that speed. Almost caught up with Kenzie James. Did Ryland Jensen, and it's 3-0 on an RBI hit. 2-run hit by Weatherford. Just snuck through in that 5-6 hole.
Basically the same spot she hit it before, but about, 3 feet to the right of Powell that time. And drove in 2 runs.
So 3-0. And a runner at first now with 1 out. And a strike called. Runner goes, and in with a slide is Weatherford. A lot more aggressive in this bottom of the second inning.
Well, you've got Louisiana back on their heels now. And you try and step on the gas if you can.
0-1, and this one is ripped up the middle. It's a base hit. Cut off in short center by Jalea Reese to keep the runners at first and third. Weatherford had to stop to make sure it didn't take her head off.
Yeah. Second hit of the inning. To go along with the walk in an error.
We're going to have a pitching change.
I believe we are.
So into pitch is going to be Maddie Chandler. She was just the designated player before. So a pitching change here in the bottom of the second. We'll get you any other changes as we take a break while she warms up. 3-0 Silex. Runners at first and third. Just one out when we come back on Eagle 102. So Maddie Chandler, the new pitcher, runners at first and third. Those belong to the starter, Womack.
And she's got to face the meat of the order. 3, 4, and 5 with one out here in the second.
Abigail Mooney, the batter. She's showing bunt, pulls back and takes a strike. Runner will take second.
No throw. Defensive indifference, I think they call that.
0-1. This one grounded to the shortstop and under her glove into center field. One run comes in. Little trouble out there for Jalea. 2 runs cross. I think they both cross anyway. 2 RBI single.
Both those runs go to Womack.
It's a 5-0 ball game.
So to finish her line, ending in third, 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Silex got a chance to blow this thing open.
That one high and wide to Austin Van Horn.
She walked back in the first.
Still just one out. Ooh, big cut there. Van Horn came up empty. 1-1.
It was a mighty cut on a pitch at about her nose.
Runner at first. This one grounded foul, and token effort there from Rebecca Prowley in the third base coaching box.
A little off-speed pitch. She's staring into the sun with no sunglasses on. I'm just getting out of the way if I'm her. Take one in the teeth if you're not careful.
She has a big smile. It wouldn't look right toothless. That one back to the screen. Runner will take second. 2-2 the count.
Well, to say that the wheels have kind of routed around on the bus here for Louisiana might be an understatement here in the bottom of the second.
Chandler looks at the dugout, looks at her wristband, looks to the dugout. That one up high. And the count goes to 3-2. Runner at second, one out. 5 have crossed the plate in the inning. All those charged to Womack. And that is strike 3 called. Got her looking.
Nothing fancy about that pitch. Just a drop ball right down the middle.
she guessed wrong is what happened.
I guess. Guessing's not the thing you should do.
Nope. That's the second out. Brings in Haley Grunewald. And she takes one low for ball one. And she's the 9th batter to come up in the inning.
That she is. Going to upset our scorebook here in the first, aren't they?
This one is hit in the air to left, and it's going to get down all the way to the wall. Another run comes in. It's 6-0. RBI double for Grunewald. And the inning continues. As Mooney comes in. Six to nothing, Silex here at home. And that one is high on the first pitch to Maddie Isom. She drew a walk to start this inning. Wags that bat in the right-hand batter's box. The 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1.
You drop all that time right down the middle, but Isom unable to catch up to it.
And the 1-1 offering on its way. Low, 2-1. Pretty disciplined hitter is Maddie Isom.
4 hits in the inning for the Owls.
And then the errors. Inside, called a strike. That almost hit the bat.
Couple of errors and a walk to add to the Silex fun.
Drop third strike that was thrown away. This one is lifted over the shortstop, and it's down into left. They're going to try and score the runner. The throw is not in time. It was in front of home plate, and it's 7-0. RBI single for Isom. She goes to second on the throw.
Didn't exactly sting it, a looping fly ball.
It almost
liner.
seemed like she guided it with the bat.
Kind of looked like a topspin lob, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
Tennis has been accurate with the U.S. Open going on right now in tennis.
We can tie in any sport to any sport, can't
There
we?
you go.
A strike called to Kenzie James, who had that sacrifice bunt that was thrown away by the third baseman. Came around to score. Swing and a miss. Pulled off on that one.
Yeah, that was a nice curveball. Started about the middle of the plate and ended up outside the zone. Fooled James.
Long look. Chandler has her sign, and Maddie from the hip and now delivers, and that one's up high. Ball and 2 strikes.
Good 0-2 pitch by Chandler to see if she wanted to chase something out of the zone.
And the next is lifted behind first base. That one is a fair ball on the line, and a run will score. There was a little confusion by the runner about 5-10 feet from home plate. That is an RBI hit, and it doesn't.
That had to hit on the chalk.
Yeah, it was chalk.
We don't have a very good angle, but it was close.
Wow. This one is popped up. Left fielder Pedersen shading her eyes, and she makes a snow cone catch to end the inning finally. As Kuntz is retired. She was retired twice in the inning, but Silex scores 8 times in the bottom of the second inning and leads Louisiana 8-0 on Eagle 102.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram
is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area. We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green. It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me, and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small-town life.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green. The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and Allpark.
So Louisiana finds themselves in a big hole, down 8-0 after 2 full innings, and it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters, Ty Campbell, to lead things off.
Yeah, that's not the way you draw it up if you're a Bulldog.
And it just snowballs, doesn't it?
It does. You know, a couple of mistakes, a walk in there, and throw in a couple of hits, and then all of a sudden Silex has got their confidence, and they're knocking it around all over the place.
First pitch, a called strike. The 0-1 is fouled off the thigh of Campbell, 0-2.
Well, let's see if that's giving Harris a little pep in her step.
She had a rough first inning, pitched around it, 1-2-3 second. But a long delay.
It was a long inning.
This one lifted behind first base. Who wants it? The right fielder comes in, Ryland Jensen, to make the catch. That was an adventure.
She was coming hard and in the Bermuda Triangle out there behind first base. She was able to call off James, who was coming hard from her second base position.
Van Horn was in the area too.
Yeah, she was. Nice play by Jensen.
And back to the top of the order for Jalea Reese.
Started the game with the bunt single.
See if she's doing that again. Nope, swinging this time and fouls it back to the screen.
Low and in drop ball that time by Harris. I never have understood all the signs they give these players with nobody on and a strike count.
Yep.
Like
This one grounded, slapped through the hole, blocked by Jensen in short right field, but a second hit now for Jalea Reese.
It was the hit sign. That's what it was.
There you go. And we'll bring in Katie Wallace, who also bunted for a hit. Stole a base in that first, but was stranded at second. She's looking for her second hit of the ball game, and this one is grounded to the third baseman. Up with it is Isom, throw over in time. Runner advances to second base. 5-3 on the putout.
With an 8-run lead, she elected to take the out at first and let the runner go to second. She could have had the lead runner if she wanted it. It was available.
Now the pitcher, Maddie Chandler, started as designated player. Now
flew out to right field back in the first.
this one line and caught by the shortstop, Abigail Mooney, and that strands the runner at second base. Still 8-0 after 2.5. Silex coming up on Eagle 102.
Sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Agent. Know
New catcher in for Louisiana. It looks like Maddie Jenkins. It looks like a 16 on her back. She's
also
tiny, so the whole number is covered by the back of her chest protector.
Allie Jenkins is going to come in at first for DePriest.
So lots of changes for Louisiana as we head to the bottom of the third inning. As first real warm-ups for the pitcher, Maddie Chandler.
They're playing your music now, too. A little Ice Ice Baby for you, huh?
Is that my music? I don't think it is. I'm going to see Guns N' Roses on Saturday. Come on.
Okay, well.
Going to see Metallica in the fall.
A little hard rock
I like everything.
guy we got here, yeah.
If it's a good song, I'll listen.
That's kind of the way I operate.
It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters.
Jensen, Weatherford, and Morris.
And Jenkins has a little equipment adjustment to take care of, and now that number 9 hitter, Ryland Jensen, slaps one to the third baseman and off of Powell, and she won't be able to recover.
Tough hop for Powell that time.
And with a slapper, I'm going to hit again.
Are you?
I'm generous today.
You're like a Major League Baseball scorer these days. There's no such thing as an error.
Oh, I know. I recorded a couple of them in the second inning. This one bunted to the third baseman. Powell throws, not in time. Everybody's safe. So the slap and now the traditional bunt. And there's 2 on for Morris.
Well, we talked about it in the Louisiana first. Keep bunting until they prove they can field it and throw you out. Morris has a hit and reached on an error.
Swing and a miss. Big cut there, came up empty. 0-1. I don't think Carrington is much of a bunter. I think she likes to take her hacks.
Well, as a general rule, the catcher's not.
She is bunting.
Yeah, she is.
Back to the pitcher. Second baseman covers, and the sacrifice is good. Both runners move to second and third.
Did her job.
1-4 on the sacrifice. And that'll bring in Abigail Mooney.
Now the Owls can turn this into a run rule threat.
Yes, they can.
With a couple of innings to go yet.
That one fouled back at us. 0-1. Yeah.
Mooney with a single and flew out to the second baseman.
They get 7 this inning, it's over.
Well, yeah, there is that.
But they got to get the first one first.
Right.
Bounces in, good block by Jenkins. 1-1. Second and third, 1 out. And a 1-1 count to Abigail Mooney.
Kind of took the steam out of this game, didn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody was wound up and ready to go. With 8 runs will do that.
Fouled off again, 1-2. Kind of an inside-out cut there from Mooney.
Chandler just a sophomore, I believe.
Maddie's got a bright future.
She does.
This one grounded past the third baseman into left field. 1 run's going to come in. They'll hold the next one at third. And it's 9-0 on the RBI hit by Mooney.
Third RBI of the game for Mooney.
In to score is Jensen. And over to third is Weatherford.
Mooney does have speed, so you expect her to run. Probably first pitch here.
Austin Van Horn. Austin with a Y. Showing bunt, pulls back, runner goes. It's cut off to protect against the double steal.
Well, they had the play on to see if they could catch the runner at third. Weatherford taking a nap, nothing doing.
Pitch a ball. Van Horn ready again. And there's a strike called. 1-1.
Down and in that time. Chandler got the call.
Van Horn ready again. This one is lifted into center. Moving over on it is Jalea. She makes the catch, tagging, coming to the plate, and under the tag is Weatherford to make it 10-0.
Strong throw from Reese. But a shade too late, little high. And an RBI for Van Horn. The other runner, Mooney, advanced to third as well.
Now 2 outs for Haley Grunewald.
Grunewald's got a hit in 2 trips. Actually a double.
On the corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs and a runner at third base. 10-0 Silex. This one grounded foul. A little better effort that time from Rebecca.
No. That was lame. That was just.
That was show?
Yeah, she was just trying to make us think she was trying to catch that. She had no intentions of getting her hand out in front of that.
0-2. The next from Chandler to Grunewald is a little bit low. Pretty good pitch.
Really good 0-2 pitch by Chandler. Now you come back up and in after that.
Haley may have got away with one there. 1-2. Runner at third, 2 outs. High, 2-2.
Did come up and in, but Grunewald not biting.
Yeah, she was wise to that maneuver. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third. That one fouled off. Past the Silex dugout on the first base side, onto the side of the batting cage. So Deuce is wild again. In a 10-0 ball game, the 2-2 pitch. Chop foul on the third base side. Good little battle here between Grunewald and Chandler. Spoiled a couple.
Isom awaits on deck.
Look at that wristband. Now Maddie rears back and delivers ball 3, low and in. Don't want to lose her.
No, you don't. You got to have something here. Make her put it in play.
Mm-hmm. You're a miss high. She did.
She listened to you.
Yeah. 2-out walk. And the runner came in and scored.
They took a nap when they threw it back to the pitcher.
Uh-huh. And running home was Mooney.
So a stolen base, stolen home. You don't see that every day.
And it's 11-0.
Well, that shouldn't happen with a veteran team like this Louisiana team.
There's a strike called on the first pitch to Maddie Isom. Oh and 1. 0-2. Back-to-back strikes called.
Isom with an RBI this evening.
4-pitch walk, her first time up. Singled on a 2-2 pitch last time for an RBI. That one fouled back to the screen, still 0-2. Runner stays. Hasn't even really taken much of a lead off at first.
No, she's not shown much of a. Well, with 11-0 lead.
Yeah. They've called off the Dogs maybe. In the dirt, a ball and 2 strikes.
Good take that time by Isom on a close pitch down and away.
She followed that She was ready to pull the trigger. Didn't need to. And now a 1-2. This one guided to the shortstop. Good short hop. Throw across in time. And that'll retire the side. But Silex scores 3 more times. Now lead this ball game 11-0 after 3 innings. Jim will tell you about the 4th when we come back on Eagle 102.
New pitcher, isn't it? 23. Well, we head to the top of the 4th inning, and Louisiana in a peck of trouble, trailing 11-0. And it looks like a new pitcher into the game for Silex. You've got the roster there.
Well, she didn't write in her sub, so we'll get that here in a second.
Okay, we're in number 23. Actually, have another 23 playing. We did not. But the first pitch is a strike to the leadoff hitter, Jordan Bayline, who struck out looking back in the first. There's a fly ball to center field, straightaway center to Weatherford for the first out. Hit it on the nose, but nothing doing for Bayline. That'll bring in Emily Powell, who also struck out looking back in the first. Reese Womack will be on deck. No runs in the ball game for Silex. No runs in, or for Louisiana, no runs in the first, 8 in the second, and 3 in the third for the Owls as they lead it here 11-0. As we're in the top of the 4th as the first pitch is up and away out of the zone to Emily Powell, the third baseman for the Dogs. Next pitch is down and in, making it ball 2. Great night for softball. Sun just went under the clouds. Light breeze. If you didn't come out, you should have. You'll have plenty of opportunities as we go forward with this season. Next pitch, a drop ball right down the middle, swung on and missed by Powell, and it's 1-2.
Maybe we wrote down the wrong number at the beginning.
Or
They said it's still Ryan.
It's still Ryan, okay.
Ryland, yeah.
All right, well, works for me. I had 25 written down. Is that
So
what
did
you
I,
had?
yeah.
Well, I copied off you, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Count is 2-1.
Sometimes I can't read my own writing.
There's a fly ball to right field this time, going backpedaling, and a nice catch by Jensen out in right field. A nice play on that ball for the second out. Good contact that time by Powell.
Well, I don't think she can write it. It looks like a 5, but it's a 3. So, yeah, it's still Ryland.
Okay. Handwriting inefficiencies there. We'll blame Coach. Ground ball to short by Womack. Over across the first by Mooney. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Owls. And they go in order for the second time to the Dogs. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Silex leads at 11-0.
Start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust.
Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drive.
Well, it's been all Owls, Mr. Fronick.
That it has. They look good today, and Louisiana defense has shown some holes again.
Yeah, you know, in our pregame, you mentioned got to take care of the ball. They had problems against Bowling Green, and now that's carried over into this next game. They need to get that figured out because last year they were a good fielding team, if my memory serves me right.
All right, so they're getting into the bench now.
Looks like James is due up. She will not hit, and it will be who?
Nikki Carroll.
Carroll. We don't have their subs. They didn't have a program when we got here.
No, they ran out.
Oh, that's tragic, especially for us. First pitch to Carroll is a ball. Second from Chandler is swung on and fouled back off to the right.
She couldn't have gotten that higher up on the screen without it going over.
It was right at the tip top, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So 1-1 to count. Again, 11-0. Silex leads at 8 in the second, 3 in the third for the Lady Owls. And Rylan Harris has been good. And there's a swung on ground ball back to the pitcher. Chandler will pick it up, throw to first for the first out. 1-3, and that'll bring in Morgan Kuntz. Or are we going to have another sub? We're going to have another sub. And this will be number 3.
And that's Samantha Gradicky, Sam Gradicky.
Another Gradicky, huh?
Yeah. They keep reloading.
They just keep coming. They just keep coming. I don't see Grandma and Grandpa Twellman over there, though.
No, I saw Mom.
Did you?
Yeah.
I see Mom and Dad over there. I used to work with Grandma back in the day at Silex Banking Company. So
it's been a minute, hasn't it?
It's been a minute or two. No, it's actually been like an hour. 1 out in the inning. Chandler to Gradicky. First pitch is right down central, strike 1. Jensen's on deck, maybe. As it looks like Coach Prowley's bringing in some younger players. It looks like somebody else is on deck as a swing and a miss on the next pitch by Gradicky. Makes it 0-2. 1 out in the inning, nobody on. We are in the bottom of the 4th. Chandler's next pitch is swung on and hit the right field fly ball, and a nice catch by Campbell for the second out of the inning. Made a nice move to her right to corral that. And that'll bring in another pinch hitter. Number 9 this time is
Julia Grody.
Julia Grody. Julia will hit for Rylan Jensen. And we'll see if they play the field or if they...
I think the starters will probably come back in trying to hold and get this game over in 5.
You may be right. His first pitch is a rise ball outside of the zone for ball 1 to...
That was called a strike.
Oh, you did call it a strike.
Yeah, I think he's...
It's an 11-run strike zone. Oh, hard hit ball. Nice play at third by Powell as she corralled that one and throws her out a bullet. And one of the better fielding plays of the day for Louisiana. So they get the Owls in order 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. We head to the top of the 5th. This could be the ultimate inning as Silex leads at 11-0.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Allpark, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique. The Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
Tracy Brookser with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistant, and breastfeeding care counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online. Your cars, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana. And let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicky Cadwalder, Real Estate.
Well, I think you're right, Mr. Froelich. It appears that the starters have come back into the
Except for
lineup.
there's a new pitcher.
This time we're going to get that right, huh?
Now we just got to figure out who it is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll do it for Harris. She had a good day with no runs and 3 hits. She went 4 innings. Walked nobody and struck out 2. She's there to be the winning pitcher of this game. And in to bat first is Allie Jenkins, her first at bat. Actually, it's not Allie Jenkins. It is, yeah, it is, number 17. And the second pitch is high and outside the zone 2, making it 2-0.
They would love to extend this at least one more inning.
And the third pitch is outside as well, so not the way you want to start off the inning if you're the new pitcher. Did we find out who that is?
Not yet. Our PA.
Our assistant has left the building.
Yeah.
There's a strike right down the middle to Jenkins. She'll be ready to go now on the 3-1 pitch. 11-0 Silex leads it. We're in the top of the 5th. Next pitch is popped up. It's going to be in the short center, and incoming hard is Weatherford with a nice running catch for the first out. And that'll bring up Sister Jenkins.
Maddie,
who came in to catch back in the 3rd inning.
she's a sophomore.
And she lines the first pitch to the left. And, oh, great play fighting the sun by Grinewald and makes a nice catch.
She jumped all over that.
Yeah, she did. And, I mean, Grinewald, you could see the sun glaring off those sunglasses, staring dead into it, but was able to corral it. And the Dogs are down to their last out in Ty Campbell, who flew out to right back in the 3rd. First pitch is a strike down the middle.
Olivia Mailer is the pitcher.
Olivia Mailer. Well, we thank whoever gave you that. Mailer's a popular name around these parts.
Swing and a miss.
Campbell in the hole, 0-2. Well, what turned out to be what we hoped was going to be a really competitive game has turned out to possibly be a quick win for the Owls. The 0-2's flown to left. Mosling back, way back now. It's over the head of Grinewald. Campbell around second. She'll head for third. She hesitated, and she's dead.
No.
Oh, she got slid under it.
Yep.
She was in trouble when she rounded second base, kind of hesitated, but somehow slid under the throw as it was cut off by Mooney, and her throw was a little high.
The relay was just a bit high and couldn't drop down that tag before the speedster got the foot in.
So that'll bring in Jalea Reese, who's got a couple of hits so far, and she'll take the first pitch for a strike. She can break this scoreless game for the Bulldogs with a hit. She's got great speed. She's in the hole 0-1. Next pitch is way outside, evening the count at 1-1. We'll be back in action on Thursday at Ellsbury. The Clopton Hawks travel to Ellsbury for another EMO conference matchup. And Reese is going to bunt, and there's no place to go. Good job by Ison to not throw and keep the run from scoring. But a third hit of the game by Jalea Reese. 2 of them bunts.
Yep.
And now I don't know, will she run? Well, you shouldn't. The baseball or softball rules say don't run when you're down by 11, but will throw. Yeah, Katie Wallace.
That's an important run at first base.
That it is.
You want to get her to scoring position, extend this game.
Exactly. Wallace singled in the first, grounded out 2 short in the third, and takes the first pitch for a strike. First and third, 2 outs. Reese did not run on that first pitch.
That was a smart play by Ison, though,
to
throw that with Campbell about 5 steps behind her.
Right. And there goes the runner, and they're going to let her run to second.
There's your defensive indifference.
Without a throw. And it's second and third. Pitch was a ball. They can get 1-1 on Katie Wallace, the Louisiana second baseman. Next pitch down in, swung on, foul back. Makes it 1-2.
Louisiana down to their last strike.
Mailer's come in. She's a tall individual as well on the hill in relief of Harris. Harris threw well today. The 1-2 pitch is a changeup way off the zone outside, and it evens the count at 2-2.
That wasn't the spot she wanted on 1-2.
No, not at all. She was not going to offer it that. Wallace up in the front of the box. Next pitch, kind of the same spot. This time a
had some
rise
oomph
ball
behind it, yeah.
And it makes it a full count at 3-2 with Maddie Chandler on deck for the Dogs. The full count pitch drilled down the left
Coach
field
Calvin.
line, and Calvin
hit the deck.
Takes evasive maneuvers.
Big smile from Kelsey. I'm looking beyond the fence at the 208 sign. Silex kids can play football.
Yeah. Look out, they got a field over here.
Yeah.
The 3-2 pitch is off the mark. And ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the third place hitter, Maddie Chandler. She could change the look of this thing a little bit.
Yeah.
She flew out to right and lined to the shortstop. And the first pitch is fouled off the right side over the Silex dugout, making it 0-1. We'll have football for you this week as well on Friday. And then both of these teams will be in the Ellsbury tournament on Saturday in softball. A bunch of the area teams. 6-team round robin this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next pitch is high by Mailer, makes it 1-1. 2 outs in the inning, bases loaded.
Chandler 0 for 2, line out and a fly out.
They need to score 2 to keep this game alive. Next pitch is a strike. High strike. And it's 1-2.
I'd say that caught the corner.
I'd say. That would have been a good pitch to hit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the barrel of the bat. Gradica gets her sign, or check that Mailer gets her sign, and the next pitch is a changeup just off the outside part of the plate, making it 2-2.
That's a tough take there.
I'm telling you. You almost got a hack at that, don't you?
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and here it comes. A pop-up into center, and Weatherford is under it, and she will corral it for the 3rd out of the inning, and that'll do it for the ball game. The Silex Owls win it in 5, 11-0. The post-game show's next on Eagle 102.
Every time you use your Bobcat debit card as a credit, Open an account online at ourpsg.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with the bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
One multi-sports complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about membership. One multi-sports complex just off DFW Road in Bowling Green. The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance. Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on
Our final in 5 innings, the Silex Owls defeat the Louisiana Bulldogs 11-0. Mark Froelich, Jim Ross back here in the broadcast booth. And Jim, Louisiana had an opportunity early, an opportunity in the last inning, just couldn't get that big hit and really killed the momentum, and Silex took full advantage.
Well, when you're playing a quality team, you get a chance, 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out in the first. We mentioned it during the broadcast. You got to push some runs through. That gives the message to Silex, hey, they're here to play. They get out of that inning, and then, like you said, basically nothing from Louisiana until that last inning with a young pitcher in the game. So we talked about Louisiana wanting to be a part of the conversation in the EMO conference. They've still got a ways to go yet before they're going to get there.
They just have to clean it up and not let the mistakes snowball on them. I mean, it can you can lose a game in a hurry. It takes a lot to win a game. You can lose a game in a hurry.
Right. When you give up 3 errors, extra at bats, you had a couple of walks in the game as well, 3 walks. So that's 6 extra at bats, and quality teams take advantage of that. And we talked about it when Silex finally got runners in scoring position. What did they do? They got the hit. They got the ball, put the ball in play, made Louisiana field it. Louisiana had problems fielding a couple of them. And then what that does is it equates to 11-0 win.
In 5 innings, the Owls over the Bulldogs, and we'll wrap up this postgame show for you after this on Eagle 102.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me, and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small-town life.
Silex Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Silex Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Rod Francis and Brenda Crawford, State Farm Agents, Husky, and Apple Farm Market.
Final again in 5 innings. Silex over Louisiana, 11-0. The winning pitcher in this one is Ryland Harris. She goes 6 innings and allows no runs. And then the loss goes to Womack as she allows the first, 8 runs of the ballgame? Was it 8?
It was.
not all earned, but
No, 4.
she allowed the first 5.
She allowed 5, 4 earned. So as we mentioned, Louisiana with 3 errors, 6 left on base. Silex 10 hits, no errors, 4 left on base. Both teams will be in action on Thursday as Louisiana will travel to Van Far and Community will come in here at Silex. Community's always got a good softball team, so that'll be a good matchup for the Lady Owls on Thursday.
Our game on Thursday will be from Ellsbury as the Clopton Lady Hawks visit the Ellsbury Lady Indians, and that should be an interesting matchup with Dean Street taking over there last minute, trying to straighten out that Lady Hawk program.
Yeah, they've struggled the last few years, and Dean's got a pedigree for being a good softball and baseball coach, and
you saw it at Winfield. He was able to turn that around in a hurry.
Right, and we'll see. The first year at the last minute, you don't get a whole lot of influence on the players really, like you'd like, because nowadays you got to play year round, not year round. You got to play during the summer. You got to play travel ball if you want to compete at these high school levels anymore, because all these kids are playing somewhere during the summer. So if your kids aren't doing that, they're just falling behind the curve. And I know it's a pain in the backside for parents that have to run around all over the place, but that's just the way of the world today.
And football on Friday night. The softball on Thursday, 4:45 pregame, 5 o'clock first pitch from Ellsbury. But Friday night we'll have Bowling Green, their home opener, against Lutheran St. Charles. That's an interesting matchup. The Cougars come in 1-1, coming off their first win of the season. We'll also have online coverage of Louisiana at Father Tolton. So that'll be a tough test for the 1-1 Bulldogs.
Yeah, tough assignment for them in Columbia. I'm really interested in this Bowling Green game, as you are. Lutheran St. Charles played a team out of state. I want to say Colorado, but don't hold me to that. In the first game of the year, and then they got their first win. They're they're state champions 2 years ago, and they're Class 4 versus Bowling Green being Class 2. So probably the toughest matchup of the season for the Bobcats, and they'll get their home opener, and we'll see how they can handle.
6:30 pregame on Friday night. 7 o'clock is the kickoff from Bowling Green High School. Again, the final here, it's Silex 11, the Louisiana Bulldogs nothing in 5 innings. For Jim Ross, Mark Froning saying we'll see you Thursday for more softball on Eagle 102.
KJFM Louisiana.